Hello everyone, welcome to the podcast from the Shack. I'm Steve and I'm joined by Dec. We are a pair of northern idiots who like to cook outside, and I think this is the first episode, so we're just going to talk about what the podcast is going to be, what we want to get from it, what we hope you guys get from it, and just kind of see where it takes us. It'll probably be ever evolving. We've got an idea of what we want it to be in our heads, but as we move on, go from episode to episode, we'll probably find our groove and tweak it, and go from there. I think one of the things which we did speak about was the format of it. So, elephant in the room. Obviously, you've got the Meet and Greet podcast, which is another UK barbecue podcast.
UK one.
Them lads are doing a cracking job. I was a guest on there a few weeks ago, which was a lot of fun. And we bumped into them at Sizzle Fest, which we'll talk about. But they're doing their thing, and it's mainly guest driven, their podcast, which is really nice and engages a lot of people in the community. We're going to do that as well. We're going to have guests on, but I think we're going to take a slightly different approach. It's going to be more of a relaxed, our point of view, talking to you guys,
bit of a chat,
hoping you guys get involved in the socials. We're going to do some cooks as well, talk about cooks that we've done, talk about recipes that we're going to try, new fads.
I want to do a few fads and just check them out and just see what we think.
Because I think we've met through this community, and Dec's kind of my outlet just for talking about barbecue, because all my friends and family are pretty sick of hearing me talk about barbecue. So
I somehow just get barbecue into every conversation.
unless someone wants to have a barbecue, and then it's like, oh, do you want to come to my barbecue and cook while you're there?
Every time.
So that's the premise of what we're going to do. I think we're going to spend half an hour, 40 minutes in this episode literally just reiterating that, going into a little bit more detail and telling you who we are, and then we'll move on from there. Do you want to start, Dec?
So I got into barbecuing probably about 6 or 7 years ago. I just enjoyed the different flavour that I was getting when I was cooking things on the barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
So I went and got myself a Weber.
Right, as everybody does.
As everyone does, great starter barbecue. So got myself a chimney starter. Couldn't believe the revelation of the chimney starter. Couldn't believe how, you put 2 firelighters under it, and basically, 20 minutes, you come back after 20 minutes and it was ready to go, sort of thing. You're not like you're waiting forever and ever trying to light coals and stuff. I got into that, and I started watching a few YouTube videos about how people smoke certain things on the Weber, and I sort of started with the snake method and started stacking your briquettes up and then going from there really, and trying to do different things. I was just buying sort of like cheap cuts of meat and little small briskets and little small pork shoulders, and just having a go really, and I think I even had a gas barbecue at the time as well, where we would start doing a little bit of breakfast in the morning on the barbecue, thinking we were all cool. And then my mum's husband got a Kamado Joe, and he kept saying to me, you need to get one, and my response was always, well, whatever you can do on there, I can do on here.
Which is true to an extent.
To a point, yes. So, and then I seen that Aldi were doing like a cheap ceramic barbecue. It was about 250 quid, something like that. So I thought, I'm going to have a go. I got one. 250 quid. So, purchased it. And to be fair, I couldn't believe how good the ceramic was. I was just like, what, where has this been? Because I was 100% convinced that I didn't need anything other than the Weber. And then I got the ceramic, and I just was like, this is the best thing ever. So as soon as I got the opportunity then to sort of upgrade and get the Kamado Joe Classic 3, it was just 100%. The Aldi barbecue was great, and you could do loads of, you could cook anything on it, but just didn't really have the accessories. So obviously with the Joe, you've got all the accessories, and the rotisserie was like the big thing for me really. I got that, carried on cooking, really. Got speaking to Kamado Joe, and I started doing a few demos, which was pretty good. Like I thoroughly enjoyed it, to be fair. It's different to when we do pop-ups.
Yes.
because you're not really taking money, it's just really relaxed. You're
showing off what it can do.
Yeah, you're basically just cooking some really good barbecue food and just giving it to people for free, and just talking about like how nice the food is, and people are like, people are really complimentary. So yeah, and then I sort of, again, now I'm part of the Comedo Jokes Fire Squad. Yeah. Which that's quite a recent.
The best member, some would say.
Yeah. The best member. So yeah, got involved in that a bit more, and so now I'm part of the brand ambassador now, rather than just a demo chef.
Yeah.
But yeah, recently had a shack built. Obviously,
it's very nice.
The big. Well, yeah, it's just a big shack really. So.
Well, I think when the weather gets better again next summer, if we get to next summer and we're still doing these and people actually listen to them, then maybe we will actually do some from the shack.
I want to do some from the actual shack. So again, I've had a small little shack for a while, and I've wanted a bigger cooking, almost like an outdoor cooking kitchen, an outdoor space, for a while. So when I got the opportunity, I just thought I'm going to treat myself.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Kitchen.
Yeah.
TV, seating area. It's just my little space really, and it's got everything in there. It's got pizza oven.
Yeah.
I've not really touched on pizza. I mean, I keep saying I'm not even that interested in pizza, but I entered myself into a pizza competition and got into the final 5. So I keep saying like I'm not into pizza, but I mean, I think I'm lying to myself whenever I say this. I met a few of the lads at Sizzlefest, and I was said to them not really into pizza, and then proceeded to show them pictures of pizza, and I searched on my phone. When I searched on my phone pictures of pizza, it was like 500 images of pizza that I've made. So I mean, considering I'm not into pizza and I'm more into barbecuing, I think I'm a bit of a liar there.
I think I'm in a similar thing. I have that kind of mindset where, because I've got an uni, I went through that phase of when I got it, hammering it and stuff like that. But the making of the dough and stuff, I'm not very. I don't plan.
Yeah.
So making the dough ahead is not something that's ideal. I've done it and I enjoyed it, and I thought it was probably some of the best pizza base that I've had, that I've made for myself. But yeah, I generally go with the frozen stuff now, just because.
Just freeze.
I don't have to think about it.
I always went through a stage. I always did like prove the dough in the fridge. So for like 2 to 3 days. So I always did that. But when I entered the competition, the competition rules was a 24-hour direct dough. So since that point then, I sort of switched more to the direct dough and just done it like during the day or 24 hours, and not at room temp, and not put it into the fridge. I just didn't really bother. So yeah,
because there are some shortcuts, aren't there? I think on the uni website I've seen one where you can sort of do it in the morning and use it in the evening.
I'm just surprised.
And it's all right. It's just not as airy.
Yeah, to be honest, I was when I got involved like in that pizza competition with Love Logs. Mm-hmm. When I got involved in that competition, I didn't think I was that into pizza, and I was amazed when I went to the actual weekend. I was amazed at how much how much science was behind it.
Yeah,
like I obviously, me personally, I just probably didn't appreciate some of the intricacies of making pizza, because it is such a it's a massive skill to make your own dough and make it well.
Yeah.
And I just there's loads of things that contribute to a good dough. Like the time it takes to rise, the amount of yeast you put in, even the temperature of the room. And I was like probably a bit green to that really.
Yeah.
At the time.
There is a lot to it, and I think you get people as well, don't you? They're like really they treat it like a religion almost.
Yeah, but like
that's not me.
My missus will just be like, I'm not having pizza again. There's no way. Like I was doing when we were prepping for the competition, we were doing it all the time, and we were having pizza like once a week, twice a week, and she was just like, I'm not having pizza.
Yeah. I think that's what happened to us, because I do love pizza, and when I have it, I think I do like it, but it's like anything. You have too much of it, and you just don't want it anymore. Don't want it. Well, I still make pizzas, and I will still return to it. No doubt, we'll probably have someone on who does pizzas at some point.
Yeah, well, I went to at the weekend. I went into Manchester at the weekend.
Yeah, you did. Yeah,
and I went to Crazy Pedro's at the weekend. So for me, Crazy Pedro's is like the ultimate pizza inspiration for me.
Yeah, they all got all mad flavours, haven't
Because
they?
they just have like mad flavours. They want like they had like a bit
chippy
of a deal
tea
on.
one, wasn't it?
So chippy tea,
Yeah.
chippy tea. So mushy pea base, chips, curry sauce, sausage, all on a pizza.
It's mad, isn't it?
It's really good. There was all different ones.
Is that your would you say that's your favourite pizza place in Manchester?
Yeah, I'd say so. I just like the ideas that they come up with. That's what I do. I just like the ideas, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think it's really cool, and it's quite a cool bar as well. I mean, they have like frozen margaritas and stuff like that.
It's very cool.
So I can get absolutely.
I think my favourite pizza, what I've had, is my mate in Simply, Smash Pizza Co. Shout out Smash Pizza Co.
Well, it's good.
Keep giving me discounts. I'll keep shouting you out.
Well, you better give me some discounts.
But yeah, his pizzas are bang on. Probably the nicest pizzas that I do go there because it's easy and it's too easy to go to Domino's and get you 2 for 20 quid. But you and then when you're eating it, you're regretful before you even finish it. I'm thinking I'm going to regret. I'm going to have heartburn.
I do that all the time.
Some taste of it. They all taste the same.
I'm terrible because I'll literally every time I get a takeaway or anything like that, I'll be like, by the time I've gone and got it, I was like, I'm thinking to myself, could have just done this myself.
Yeah.
I really could have, like, and I'm just like, and then you've dropped 50 quid and you're like,
yeah,
could have done that myself.
I like that with McDonald's because my kids love McDonald's. They love it, and I just can't get my head. I can't understand why. It's not nice. The food is not nice. I'll tell a lie. I had they're doing that.
You could have fooled me when you were scranning that sausage and egg on the way back from Sizzlefest, hungover.
I was hungover. The breakfasts are okay, but no, they're doing like a steak and cheese burger thing now, aren't they? What's it called? Steak melt or something, or cheese melt or something like that. That's okay, but the problem is, you've got these people who are making it, and they'll squirt a bit of ketchup on, and they won't think to themselves, it needs a bit more of that. They'll just put, and then sometimes you'll get it, it'll have like one piece of onion on it, and you're like, oh, this is dry and horrible.
I do like a Big Mac though.
Yeah, but I reckon we could...
No, I believe I could do it just as well as a Big Mac. I could do a smash burger Big Mac, which I've done in the past, which I reckon was on par with the famous Big Mac.
Yeah. I think I'll stand by this. 95% of the time, I'm disappointed with McDonald's. There's the odd time when you go...
Depends how hungover you are.
Yeah, it does.
I think if I'm hungover, I'm having a Macca's.
Yeah. So, you give a bit of background? What's your thoughts going forward? Other than world domination with a podcast?
Yeah, I mean, going forward, to be honest with you, with social media and with like cooking, I don't really record content because for content's sake. I am literally cooking my tea.
Yeah.
So I'm not trying to do anything. I'm just enjoying cooking.
Yeah.
I'm pretty much, just videoing me cooking my tea, really. Yeah. That's it. And we'll carry on. We'll be doing a few pop-ups and stuff.
The pop-ups have been pretty good. I mean, we'll talk more about that.
That's me, really.
At some point. But before I go on to my background, which I've waffled on about before in the past, so I'll make it brief. But yeah, we started to do some pop-ups. Yeah. I was doing it anyway because I took the leap from the construction industry into hospitality and cooking and trying to make barbecue and fire-cooked food my thing, and I decided that I wanted to do pop-ups or catering, and it was just by chance really. I think I just said to you, do you want to help me out one time?
Yeah, you did, yeah.
It works, so but
we're both from a construction background.
Yeah,
I'm an electrician, or in some incarnation I'm an electrician.
Yeah, but we've done a few now and they've all been good. We've got one this weekend which we'll cover in another episode we can talk back about, but we've got one this weekend. We're doing a takeover in Altrincham, which is going to be a lot of fun. We would have liked to have probably been a little bit more in depth with the menu, I think. Yeah, we can agree on that, but we're limited by space and what we've got access to on site, so we're going to make the best of it, and it's going to be cool anyway. But,
I'm just I know we're doing burgers and stuff. I'd have just preferred to just take them a little bit more to the next level, really.
Well, I've definitely got plans for more elaborate things.
I'd love to, I'd like to just do different cuisines. So if we're going to do barbecue, maybe theme it. So maybe we'll do a pop-up, or maybe do a Mexican theme, and do birria tacos, or do you know what I mean, stuff like that, or maybe take it a Greek themed, because I just think the flavours and all them different types of cuisines are just, even Indian and stuff like that, when you're doing a chicken tikka on a barbecue and then you make your own naan and you're there cooking it in front of people. I just think
it's cool. It's cool.
It's
and I think we're in a position because everyone kind of gets stuck to that Texas barbecue thing, which is great. Texas barbecue is the thing that's probably inspired me the most. But if I'm honest with myself, as much as I do like it, I like making barbecue British as well. I do like touching Tex-Mex and all the other stuff. Love all that, but I would love to do, and I've been speaking to someone about it today, and I've mentioned it to you, I think, today as well. I would like to do sort of like a supper club thing where it's 4 or 5 courses maybe, and it's based around bar. I don't like using the term barbecue because unless you're in the barbecue community, when you say barbecue to someone who's not, it creates an image of something that we're not on the same page. Do you know what I mean? Like, really, I keep trying to make myself say fire cooked or smoked.
I just don't want to fall into the trap of providing burgers and putting barbecue on top of it and saying authentic Texan barbecue. I want to
elevate. I want to do more of sort of a fine dine feel, but with bits of everything. So with a little bit of Mexican, with a little bit of Texas barbecue, maybe a little bit of Argentinian, Spanish, all that kind of stuff. A lot of Mediterranean stuff. I want to do more with fish. I'm not a massive seafood eater.
Yeah, well, I mean, when we do that, you'll obviously have to do the plating because that's not my forte, mate. I just want to cook, I just want to get my head down and cook, which is.
I do love a pretty plate. I do, but yeah, that's kind of. I think with the pop-ups, that's, I want to try everything. I want to try, your burger nights like what we do now, and then I want to do the Texas barbecue stuff we've done has been really well received, like dino ribs and pulled pork and smoked chicken.
For me, stuff like tacos al pastor with pineapple salsa, it's just like people have never had that, and the flavours that you get from that type of cuisine and that and that cook is just unbelievable. For me anyway. I think so.
That's what I mean. There isn't really any limitations, and I think when you say the words barbecue to people who are not in the scene, they don't see it like we do. I say barbecue. Me and you would say barbecue or barbecue this, barbecue that, and it's a massive subject. But if I was speaking to my missus or a pal who doesn't barbecue, they're thinking, all right, it's burgers and sausages and.
Yeah, there's just so many different angles. I've done stuff like grilled peaches with zoug and sort of like Middle Eastern chicken and stuff like that. It's just there's so many places to go with it, and I do like a bit of a challenge and cooking things on the barbecue that you wouldn't normally see on the barbecue. Yeah, I do like doing that. People definitely go, oh, they're doing it on the barbecue.
Yeah, one thing I've missed this summer is cooking with lamb a lot, just because the price of lamb this summer's just been extortionate.
Yeah. My missus doesn't like lamb, so
it's a shame. I love it. A bit of lamb, bit of hogget, and away we go. But yeah, we digress. My journey, I'll keep it very brief because it's the first podcast and we don't want it to drag on. I was a joiner by trade, always cooked, always loved cooking inside and out, and then lockdown hit and I was cooking loads on the barbecue, which I had. Cooking on the Weber kettle like yourself, which is what I had. I had a gas barbecue as well, like yourself. I think most people started off similar thing.
Most people start off with the Weber.
Yeah, but then lockdown hit and I was spending more time and cooking outside more just to switch it up a little bit. So I was trying more things. I think sounds like you were more adventurous earlier on than I was, because I did stick to steaks and things like that. I did low and slow. It was mainly just pulled pork. Didn't really go into your briskets and things like that.
I went straight into it.
Yeah. It's
we're doing it properly.
Yeah. I don't think there's a right or wrong way into it. I think that's what a lot of people get stuck on as well. I think people think, I've got to do this and I've got to do that. And there's a huge difference between the different aspects of it, which I soon realised, because you can grill, you can cook low and slow, smoke.
Yeah, the science side of it. I was amazed when you start watching YouTube and you go down that rabbit hole of watching all these different American cooks. I was amazed at the different types of cooks and the different things you can do and all the different techniques. And, that you're hitting the stall and it's like, what's a stall?
Yeah.
All that, it was just, for me, was just,
I think it can be quite scary. I can remember feeling a little bit overwhelmed at one point and thinking, I'm just going to stay in my lane and I'm just going to grill stuff. And the only advice I'd give to someone who is in that situation and maybe starting to barbecue is do that, stay in your lane. So start grilling till you're comfortable with grilling, and then move on. Then try a slow smoke and then do that till you're comfortable with that. And then before you know it, without even actually putting a lot of thought into it, you've got these skills that you've not really thought about. If you force it and you try to smoke and grill and learn how to do both things, and you try to do, all the
thing
different
is
things.
The management side of it. It's like the fire management and the temp control.
Yeah.
Once you sort of get the hang of temp control, it's everything else is like it's easy. Like it's just sat there.
Yeah.
So I always say to people, like when they say like, oh, what do you do for the first, like what should I do for my first low and slow go up? I always just say pork shoulder.
Yeah.
Pork shoulder, dead fire, dead forgiving. If the temp goes up and down, it's going to make absolutely
which
no
it does,
difference.
and it will.
It's going to make no difference whatsoever.
Yeah. I think, look, I mean, a lot of people ask me, and I would just say that. I just say, what do you want to cook? And they're going to say one or two things. They're going to go, I want to cook a brisket, or they're going to say, oh, I want to cook good steaks. I'm like, all right, we'll practice that then. Just do that. The penny drop moment for me was charcoal, good charcoal. Yeah. I was just buying charcoal from like a garden centre, and it was just like night and day. As soon as you, and then you're looking at people going, oh yeah, use this charcoal, use your Globaltic, use your Big K, and you think, look at the price of it. But then you get it and you use it and you're like, oh, right, okay.
Yeah, well, you can reuse it.
Of course you can.
I just relight it. So next cook, you give it a swirl round and throw a couple of firelighters in, top it up a little bit, and off you go again.
I think I mentioned it in one of my reels a while back. I did an overnight. I can't remember what it was I cooked. I did an overnight, filled the basket on the Kamado, did an overnight. Next morning, got it off, it was all ready, closed all my vents down. And I think I did another 3 cooks that week on the charcoal that was left in.
Yeah, you can roughly get 3, I'd say.
Yeah. So like you're paying more, but it's lasting longer. So I think it actually works out cheaper. That was the penny drop moment for me. But yeah, as I say, I was a joiner. Lockdown hit, and I started to think, I wasn't really happy in the job that I had, and I ran my own business. It was stressful, and I just thought, can I make this work? And I just started to speak to people, ask questions, and very supportive wife just said, just go for it. It don't work. Let's go back to doing what you're doing. So I was fortunate in that sense. And I did it, and I'm still doing it now. Massive drop in income, which is not cool, but it is what it is. I made the choice, and I'll see it through. So yeah, I mean, doors have opened. I sometimes when I'm feeling a little bit down, I kind of think, well, I didn't think I was going to have done the stuff that I've done.
Yeah, you didn't think
in the short space of time. I was running a kitchen in Stoke. I've worked in a fine dining restaurant in Knutsford and loved every second of it. That's the thing, I enjoy doing it. When I get up in the morning and go to work that day, I'm looking forward to go to work. I didn't have that for a long period of time when I was doing my old career. So yeah, I've got a few things in the pipeline, a few things that are bubbling away. Hopefully next year do more. I'm sure we'll touch on our backgrounds again in further podcasts, but in the future, just keep doing the pop-ups with myself and Dec, and pushing myself and seeing what I can achieve, and just try to meet people and see what doors open and go for it.
You're doing more pop-ups. I'm obviously just helping with the bigger ones more than anything. You're going to carry on doing smaller ones.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's not always feasible to have 2 people as well, depending on the amount of customers that you're going to get.
Yeah.
Which I think is good.
Yeah. And it ended up. Getting that job in Linden Stores in Knutsford, working under Chris, learnt loads, and I think the door was still open as I left it, and would love to go back and do a few more shifts just to go and see everyone. But then went running a kitchen in Stoke, worked my notice last week for reasons which I'm not gonna, because I don't want to jinx anything, so I'm not going to say too publicly the reasons why. There was nothing untoward. Still get on really well with Scott, and I'm still going to go back and help out and do shifts if I'm available, because I really enjoyed working there.
Everyone. Well, I work in Stoke, and everyone was raving about the restaurant.
Yeah. So yeah, there's things on the horizon, and no doubt we'll talk more about that going forward. But that's me and Dec. I think, should we talk about what we want from the podcast?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Just for me, we just want to talk about recipes and stuff that we've cooked during the week or during the couple of weeks between episodes. I
think there's a number of reasons for me to do it. One is to get the name out there for Charred Food Co. To try and drum up business, if nothing else, but also just keep my finger on the pulse and hopefully speak to people and learn as much as I can. Me and Dec, we met in this community. And I think when we chat now, we are each other's outlet for talking. So we're talking about barbecue all the time anyway. We're talking about recipes.
Why not?
Yeah, so we may as well do it and record it. And people get to enjoy it on a drive home from work, then it's
Yeah,
worth
I
doing.
think like, you know, I want to cook some of these like social media fads. I want to cook like smash burger tacos on the pod and say, right, these were absolute shite. These were like, which I actually genuinely believe.
They made a comeback, didn't they, about a month ago?
I think they're shite. However, I did see one the other day. I seen one that looked really good the other day, and they were doing it with sausage mince, like a breakfast taco with like avocado on top. I thought, as much as I don't really like smash burger tacos, I thought, this fucking looks good. That
I done them a few times. My kids like them because it's a fad, innit? It's like, oh, they're doing the TikTok thing. I made it. They were all right, but I would much prefer a smash burger.
So would I.
Do you know what I mean?
That's all I got from it. I had it and I thought, yeah, I prefer a smash burger.
That's the thing. I think if you're doing something like that, if it's better than the thing that it's fashioned on, then thumbs up. But if it's like, if you do it and you're like, yeah, but I prefer the old thing, then there's no point doing it.
Well, I'm thinking maybe this weekend I'll be doing a breakfast smasher. I think.
Get you going on Saturday before our big long shift.
Oh shit, yeah. I won't even want to go on the I won't even want to use the barbecue. I'll literally I'll after this weekend I'll be just like, I don't want a barbecue at all.
It'll be good. But yeah, so that was why we're starting the podcast. We want to keep a finger on the pulse. We want to keep in touch with the community, which is really nice. We're in loads of, well, I am anyway. I'm in loads of WhatsApp groups, Facebook groups, Instagram chats with different people, and this would just be a nice way to sort of put it all into one fuzzy ball and chat about the stuff that's going on.
We want to talk about events and stuff as well. Like, you know, we've been to Sizzle Fest this year.
Yeah. My first time this year,
which was good. I think it's a big,
I loved it,
big piss up, to be honest.
Yeah, I loved it.
It's like a big community piss up. I think that's what I like. I think it's good. Like, that's what I like. It just you're all just like having a really good time, and just you're meeting new people, and you're sort of meeting the people that you've spoken to on Instagram or in WhatsApp or in these on these Facebook groups. You're meeting them in person and having a chat with them. Yeah. So yeah, it's good. Again, and I think this year we went. Did you go Food and Flame?
Yeah, I always get mixed up. Is it Flame and Food? It's Flame and Food, isn't it? It's Flame and Food. Yeah, Flame and Food in Preston. Second year. I went to the first one last year. Went to this one. Really enjoyed it. It was bigger than it was the first year. So it looks like it's growing, which is a good thing. I think we need more stuff in the north.
Yeah, we do. I went to both. I went to the one last year and I went to the one this year. Last year I got to stay over. Me and the missus got to stay over in a hotel, so it had a different experience. It was, and then this year I was with the missus, the kids, and the dog. Yeah. So it wasn't as enjoyable.
Yeah, I drove. I went on the Sunday, and the weather was absolutely shocking.
Yeah, well, that would affect your all-round experience.
It just
regardless, wouldn't it?
And I suppose that, it's a risky take in the UK, especially up north.
Well, I love all these barbecue events. There was the one at Malden, and is it Smoke Fire? Is it?
Yeah.
Smoke Fire. I didn't go to that one. My dad went, and they did like this butcher's war things. Yeah. I wanted to go, but I just didn't get a chance. So yeah, I think that's on my list for next year. Yeah. Meatopia for me, I've been for the last 3 or 4 years, and every single year it's just so good for inspiration. Yeah. Like I'll come away with that and just be like, I'm cooking. As soon as I get home, it's like I'm cooking everything I've tried. Like anything that I've tried there, I'm going to try and recreate it. Try and put my own spin on it and try and make it better if I could. Yeah. I remember the first year I went, I walked in and someone was doing beef short ribs. Was it? No, not beef short ribs. Beef cheeks, peanut satay, mango salsa, fermented hot sauce, peanut satay on a prawn cracker. Yeah. And like each time I've sort of took away something good. So that first year for me, that was the one. Second year was when I tried Reuben's. Yeah. He scooped out a jacket potato, deep fried the potato skin, and then filled it back up with potato salad, and then topped it with a British Iberico pulled pork. Mm-hmm. I don't know how you get Iberico pulled pork, but that's what he said on the thing. Yeah. And that was, for me, that was absolutely amazing, and the inspiration for that, I think you've even done it recently.
I tried to recreate it, yeah.
And it was absolutely brilliant, to be fair. And then this year, my inspiration this year was, I had Panther City Barbecue. They've come from the USA and had a sort of a stall at Meatopia. And when they done the demo, they did a brisket corn elote, which was like Texas brisket topped with creamed corn. But the creamed corn had like jalapenos, had just coriander, and just like the different flavours with the cream, the coriander, the jalapeno, and then with the fatty brisket on top. Yeah. It was absolutely unbelievably good. And I recreated it at home. Soon as I got home, just recreated it.
And that's the good thing about them. I think the Meatopia, I've got a bit of a sour taste in my mouth from Meatopia this year because I didn't get a ticket when they were first released. You were telling me all about it and I need to go, so I was like, right, I need to go. Missed out, didn't get a ticket. And then I was on holiday, I was away, and someone posted up in one of the groups that they couldn't go and they had tickets and they were selling tickets. So I got myself a ticket, and the day that I was supposed to go was the day Oasis tickets were released.
Yeah.
And we decided to stay an extra day so that I could sit there on my laptop trying to get tickets. Waited in line for 5 hours and got booted at the checkout.
Yeah, well, I did pretty much the same, to be honest. I was sat on a train for 2 hours to London, and then through the underground. Every time I'm up above ground, I'm refreshing my phone, but unfortunately, I didn't get tickets.
Yeah. I'll get some. But that, I mean, that's another story. But unless Liam, Noel, if you're listening, hook a brother up.
Yeah, I've never. Every gig I've ever wanted to go to, I've got tickets for, so it's not. I'm not worried. Sort of thing.
There'll be loads.
Unless anyone's selling anything.
Yeah. If anyone's selling,
just give us a shout.
The thing is, everyone would have done what we did and just snapped them up. It was over a year ahead of the gigs themselves, so people would be snapping them up and then realise they can't go for one reason or another.
Yeah.
So some will come up. I'll get there. But yeah, so we want to cover events. We want to talk about events, even if it's events that we don't get a chance to go to. If people are hosting events and they want to come on and talk about it,
that'd be good. Yeah, just have a bit of a chat and just talk about what the event's about and what's on. Just a bit of promotion.
Yeah, and we will have guests on. We'll do it in a much more relaxed manner. If they're local, we'll try and get them in. If not, we can do it over Zoom and chat to them. But I mean, there are people definitely that I want to get on. We were talking to Noel from Firefly Barbecue only an hour or so ago. I really like to get him on because other than owning Firefly Barbecue, which produced, in my eyes, some of the best rubs and sauces in the game, Noel is like super knowledgeable. He's like, he for me, I didn't even realise, I thought he just owns this business. But he takes part in competitions around the world. He judges in America.
He's part of Team Monolith.
Yeah, Team Monolith.
Yeah, they went to Germany recently. Yeah. I was talking to the guy at Meatopia. They had Monolith had a stand.
Yeah.
At Meatopia.
Yeah, and I mean, he's just a really nice guy. So people like Noel, it'd be great a bit further down the line when we're a bit more smooth at doing this kind of stuff to maybe get people like Marcus Bolden on. He's helped me a lot with with getting sort of the ideas as well as the pop-ups and things that I'm doing. I'm going to be doing barbecue lessons. So I was chatting to him and he gave me some really good advice to just give his time up, just a really nice guy. He's as nice in person as he comes across on camera. So I met him at Sizzlefest, which was really nice to actually meet him in person and say thank you to him. But it'd be great to get someone like Marcus on. And like anyone really, if you're in the community and you're doing something or you're trying to get something going and you want to talk about it and you want to try and reach people you might not normally reach, then let us know and if we can get you on, we'll get you on.
Get the guys from Alfresco Chapel and that on.
Yeah, get Steve on. I know it'd be really cool as well, and I did mention it to him at Sizzlefest to get Ryan on, who was one of the main guys in Barbecue Up North. And if you were following me way back before I become obsessed with barbecue, I was just doing. I've still got it really. I still use it. A YouTube channel which was just about cooking, and I interviewed him as Barbecue Up North on that, and it's still out there in the wild, that interview. So if you want to see two idiots in a shack, he fed me like you won't believe. I thought he was just going to cook a piece of steak or something, and I went and we had salmon, steak, wings, loads of sides. It was fantastic. So I owe him that favour in return, which I will do. But it'd be great to get Ryan on. He's got some stuff in the pipeline. I won't say too much because I don't know what he wants us to say and not say. But it sounds really exciting.
Yeah.
So like guests and things like that. I want to talk about, as well as fads, like what we're cooking. Not just what have you cooked this week. What we're cooking, what we want to cook. Is the recipes that we've seen. is there something special that that we want to try at home and go in depth with the recipe, what from start to finish, steps, talk about how we done it, see if people at home want to try and recreate it and let us know and tag us. And
yeah, well, so this week I had to go. I've been sort of perfecting a bit of a spag bol recipe.
I've seen that, yeah.
Yeah, so I've been perfecting it. So yeah, I thought, you know what, I'm gonna have a go on the barbecue, just add a bit of a smoky flavour to it. But it was absolutely brilliant. Like I can't it's better than any spaghetti bolognese I've ever had, to be honest. So
not like blowing your own trumpet there, mate.
I know, it was really good.
I think it might have been the best spaghetti bolognese in the world.
It probably was, mate. However, the only way that it could have been better, and I've done this in the past, is if you actually, instead of using the mince, get like a little brisket. Get a little brisket, and you basically almost like do a pulled beef ragu.
Yeah. I do like a proper ragu with
it's
beef.
So good. I've done it before where I've done like the pulled beef ragu and simmered it for hours and hours. Used like a little bit on like as a like having like a spaghetti bolognese, and then like the week later froze it and then brought it back to life. Yeah. And then used it in a lasagna.
Yeah. And I think it's always nicer as well.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's always nicer.
It's really good.
Bolognese and stuff like that. Chilies when they're a few days old.
Chili. Well, that's what I had that from chili.
I love chilies.
Pulled some chili out from the freezer last night.
Put chocolate in it.
Always put chocolate in. Yeah. Only a little square.
Yeah, a bit of chocolate, a bit of dark chocolate and a bit of honey I put in.
I always think the secret, to be fair, like to a good chili is using a lot of Mexican chilies, like ancho and guajillo and stuff like that. I just think like the depth of flavour that they add. Like chilies, I just love different flavour chilies. Yeah. And I'm always amazed like the differences in flavour depending on what chili you get. Yeah. So my absolute favourite chili is Naga chili. It's ridiculously spicy. However, the flavour is so unique and so smoky and so flavoursome that I don't think you can replicate it with anything else. My second favourite, however, would be, say, a Scotch bonnet. Right. Because I just love the fruitiness.
See, I'm not...
They're all spicy.
I like... Yeah, they're just... Chili's just hot to me, like... But I don't mean that in like a... I don't like them sense. I like heat, but there is a cut-off point for me. If the heat stops me from tasting what I'm eating, I just don't see the point. So yeah, I do, but jerk chicken. So yeah, Scotch bonnet. So I like the flavour.
That's the flavour of jerk chicken.
Yeah, I like the flavour, but it's got to be almost. I like heat, but it's got to complement the flavours rather than just be hot for hot's sake for me.
Yeah, to be honest, I really love spicy foods.
Yeah, and my missus is the opposite. She can't handle anything.
Well, actually, I actually got a certificate for eating the
Did you?
Hottest curry in the country, probably about 13, 14 years ago. Still got it at home.
Still got it, never lost it.
Yeah, never lost it. So I had to go to this restaurant in Cannock. I was on site and we were all. It was in the newspaper that no one could finish this curry, hottest curry in the country. No one could finish it. So it was. I mean, it was in the Sun newspaper. So obviously it was true, mate.
Flipping it. You guys get that on socials, mate.
They don't lie. The Sun. So it was in the Sun newspaper. So we were coming home from an Arctic Monkeys gig, and I thought. Driving past Cannock, I thought that's where that curry house is. Yeah. So I went in. I said, I want your. It was called the Dilshad Inferno. I said, I want your Dilshad Inferno. He said, are you sure? Like, are you sure? You know. He said, what curries would you normally eat? I said, well, I'd normally eat a vindaloo or something, you know. So he said, all right, yeah, you'd be okay. The next thing he comes out with a disclaimer. Showed me where the nearest hospital was on a map. So I'm like, oh, actually. A bit like, and then the bloke comes out in a gas mask. Served it me in a gas mask because of the fumes, and it was the most disgusting thing I've ever eaten in my life. It was awful, but I mean, it was if you ate it all, you got it for free. So I mean, I persevered.
Sounded like a true northerner.
Yeah, I persevered, mate, and the last few mouthfuls were like awful. But I mean, I've done it. So yeah.
I think you might have set yourself up there for hot wing challenges in the future.
I always don't do it anymore because I don't think my stomach can handle it. Like I think my mouth can. I can eat it hot enough, but like I think that I would be in agony the next day.
Yeah, I get heartburn just thinking about stuff like that.
I've done a few times where I've ate a full naga, just raw, and Rebecca, like my missus, she videoed me. Yeah. And I had like tears streaming down my face, and I thought it was hilarious until like 3 a.m. I woke up, and I'm like naked lying on the couch, pressing my stomach against the leather to try and cool my stomach down. I was like, this is horrendous.
Yeah.
Literally, I needed the coldness of the leather on my stomach. I nearly phoned an ambulance. I was that bad. I was like,
that's the
I
thing.
Considered it, mate.
That's the thing. Like, I don't. Yeah, I wouldn't.
I didn't think I could live it down. Though I thought if I tell any of the lads or tell anyone that I've phoned an ambulance.
You told everyone now.
I told everyone. Yeah.
Everyone in the barbecue community is going to know.
Fucking hell, yeah. I phoned an ambulance because the chili it was too hot.
So if you've got any hot wing challenges, make sure you let us know so that can come and show you how it's all done. But yeah, I think so. I think we've covered most stuff. Other things that would be cool to like chat about. Nothing's off the menu. Excuse the pun.
Yeah.
Like restaurants as well. If we go to any nice restaurants, I know there's a few popping up everywhere. I've not been to Quarterhouse for a long time. I would like to go again.
What's your favourite restaurant at the moment then?
Oh, I mean, I'm a very loyal guy, so it's not a barbecue restaurant. I'd probably say Linden Stores, where I worked, just because of what Chris is doing there with seasonal British. He's very focused on everything's British and it's seasonal. His menu changes all the time, and just seeing the guy work. So probably that. And it's probably biased because it's not because I work there, but because I've seen firsthand what goes into it.
That goes into it.
Yeah.
I think
a close second, Hawksmoor.
Yeah. I do. To be honest, I do like Hawksmoor. I do really like Hawksmoor.
Yeah.
I've got a few really. You know, it all depends on where I am. So if it was like, obviously I'm in the northwest, I always love to go to Chef Tom Bateman's.
Right.
The Flintlock.
Never been yet.
That's one of my faves.
Yeah.
For fine dining. Belzan in Liverpool.
Yeah, never been.
I fucking love that one. And then you've got stuff like Sigardi. If I was in London, Sigardi, because it's like they do like Spanish Galician steak, beef.
Yeah,
it's like the best roast I've ever had in my life. Or there's some really good like like food halls and like market halls. And stuff like that. Yeah. There's some really good ones in there that do like really good like fried chicken, which I'm a bit of a sucker for really. Yeah. I love a bit of fried chicken. I do.
I'm partial to it myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, variety really. Bit of fine dining, bit of fast
food,
bit of everything. Yeah.
And even if there's restaurants anyone who's listening has been to and would recommend, as long as they're within a reasonable distance from where we are in the northwest.
Bit of a review.
There's a few I want to go, so I want to make the trip over to Pappy's in Cumbria.
Yeah, I've heard.
They were at Food and Flame, and I keep saying that I'm going to go. I think I should.
So well, they went before the Adamant Food and Flame. I did get invited, but I, just to be honest, whether I just had something on or something, I didn't end up going with them.
We'll have to do it. We'll have to go. It's only an hour and a half.
It's not far.
Yeah, it's about an hour and a half. We'll have to go. We'll have to.
Again, Quarterhouse. Quarterhouse is always good.
Yeah, Quarterhouse is good. I want to go to Firehouse as well.
Where's that one?
That's in Manchester.
Is it?
So it's a little bit more finer dining, flame cooked. And it has all like dancers and cages and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, well, I want to go to I forgot what it's called now. The Medlock Canteen. It's the same guys from Belzam.
It rings a bell. I don't know where is it.
I like the look of. They do like it's like I think it's Deansgate over Deansgate way.
Right.
I just like the look of. They do like an apple pie, like a McDonald's apple pie. But they do like their own version with like rhubarb and cherries and like I think they continuously change it. Yeah. But it's like almost like the standard of fine dining, but like a canteen environment. Yeah. So it's a little bit more laid back fine dining.
I like that because I like finer dining, but not in a pompous way. I like finer dining. I don't eat that way as much as I'd like, just because it is a little bit pompous. Yeah. So if it's in a more relaxed atmosphere, I'd be all over it. That's why I want to do some of the sort of supper clubs in that way. So I want to offer a menu that has that vibe to it. Yeah. But people are relaxed. If they want to rock up in a t-shirt and jeans, rock up in a t-shirt and jeans, and bring your own booze and all that kind of stuff. But have a nice plate of food. And
yeah, I think Butcher Farrell's doing a bit of a supper club.
Is it?
Yeah. You've got one coming up, I think, so we might have to have a look at that.
Yeah. Well, Butcher Farrell, if you want 2 brand new baby podcasters, you know the dance. Give us a shout. But yeah, that's it really. I think we've given a pretty in-depth overview of what we want to achieve. Again, it's very fluid. It's probably going to change. It's just 2 guys who love barbecuing, smoking, cooking over fire, cooking in general. Getting together, chatting, and hopefully some of you guys will get involved. I think. Have we missed anything or?
No, I don't think so. I think obviously we got pop up at the weekend. We'll probably next time we'll talk about it in depth and what was good, what was bad, what hopefully didn't go wrong.
That won't be a bad topic actually, because we've done a few now, and we've had a few that I think I'm probably a little bit bolder than I was before I did them. The stress. So I think that might be a good topic to actually have on one of the podcasts where we discuss, because we were totally naive to it, really.
Yeah.
And just I'm one of them people. I'm like, just try it. It'll have a work or it won't. Do you know what I mean? No. As long as nobody gets hurt, nobody dies.
I'm a little bit more conservative.
It'll have a work or it won't. But yeah, I think that'd be a good topic, because I think that a lot of people find that, because I speak to a lot of people in this thing and like, oh, I'd love to do that. I'd love to do it, but I just don't know. And I didn't know. I just did it. Yeah, and it's worked out all right. So yeah, maybe we'll do that in one of the few. If you want to hear that as a topic and we'll just chat about that for half an hour, do let us know. But that's it. We are on Instagram. If you don't know, there's the From the Shack pod on Instagram. We're recording this on video as well, so there'll be some clips going on Instagram and stuff like that. Probably do a TikTok. May as well do a TikTok account. Dec loves TikTok. He's down with the kids.
I'm not doing TikTok.
Yeah, a little bit, but yeah, whatever we do, we'll announce. Just give it a follow and a like and a share, and get people involved. Again, if there's something you want to talk about or you want a platform to talk about, do let us know. We will be mentioning a lot more people. We did mention Steve from Alfresco and Adam, and Noel from Firefly. There's loads of people who have helped me on this journey and influenced me big time. So I think that there'll be, if we were just doing a shout out, we would be here for 60 minutes just naming people. So
yeah,
we'll talk more in depth about people and give them their flowers, as the cool kids say these days. But I think that's it. Is there anything you want to add?
No, all good.
Yeah. So give us a follow on everything and all that jazz. And if you are local to Manchester, keep an eye out on when we're doing pop-ups next. Come and see us. Failing that, we'll see you in the next pod on episode 2.
Yeah, man.
Cheers. See you later.